favorite pick of the draft. I know the Dallas Cowboys don't need any publicity, but they absolutely crushed it in this draft. Caleb Downs at number 11. You trade up one spot to secure an elite safety prospect who won back-to-back national championships. He was a 3-time All-American. He hit the field immediately and was fantastic for Nick Saban's defense at Alabama before going to Ohio State. He's pro-ready, he's smart, he's a winner, and he'll be a culture-setting presence in that Dallas Cowboys secondary room. It's a defense that needed a lot of help, and Dallas addressed it early and often.
Yeah, my favorite thing with Caleb Downs is right after he was drafted, I asked him on the stage, what did Jerry just say? Because he had told me he was on the phone with Jerry, and he's like, I don't know. I couldn't hear him, but I knew it was Jerry. So he's great. He's going to be such a success in Dallas. We appreciate you, Matt. Let's focus in a little bit more on the Cowboys, where they were clearly zeroed in on defense. 5 of their first 6 picks were on that side of the ball, their most since 2021. Dallas also drafted multiple first-round defenders for the first time since 2005. And, wait, I really wish the camera was on me because I fell over. Oh, no. Wow. All right, I'm okay.
Are you okay?
Nobody's worried, but this chair is rolling around, and I fell down. Like, I was hustling around the studio, and anyway.
Blame it on the chair.
Does anybody have footage of this? Because hopefully there was a camera rolling. If there is one, we'll bring it back. Boog, because I love a good blooper. Boog, how do you think the Cowboys did with their defense-focused approach in the draft?
Well, number one, I think it was a side of the ball that needed a lot of attention. Looking at how much money they have on the offensive side of the ball. We've already talked about Caleb Downs. I want to focus on Malachi Lawrence. He's a guy that has all the measurables. He's got juice coming off the edge. And when you talk about a Cowboy defense that's lost Micah Parsons, they need some juice coming off the edge. He's going to provide that. You go down in the 4th round, Jayshon Barnum, LT Overton, 2 guys that can rush the passer. I think they did exactly what they needed to do. So you got to give Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and Will McClay, the de facto GM, a lot of credit because they have addressed needs and they got players that can get after the quarterback in the front 7. I think that's going to be the key for this defense. Can they put enough pressure on the quarterback while the back end of the defense continues to come along?
All I wanted them to do, Boog, was draft defense, and that's exactly what they did because that's the help they needed. If you look at Dak Prescott's quarterback play, really the entire year, top 2 or 3 quarterback, in my opinion. This offense can compete for a Super Bowl. This defense was really, really bad. So what do? You go out, you draft amazing players, specifically Caleb Downs. It's an A-plus draft for me for the Cowboys, just for getting Caleb Downs himself. He's a guy, right? We talk about positional value. He plays safety, but he can play 3 types of safeties. He can play down in the box, hit you in the run. He can play back in center field and play free safety. He can also play in the slot. He's got really, really good ball skills. So you're really getting 3 positions in one. He can play them all. You're getting a guy that can move all around, and his pre-snap diagnosis is exceptional. And I'm a huge fan of Malachi Lawrence. Like, I don't understand the hesitation with him. He's going to take a little bit of time. He's raw, but he's got a lot of speed coming off the edge, Lou. And it's just one of those things where you need players that can play right away on this Dallas Cowboys defense, and they got starters in day 1 and day 2.
Yeah, Chase, I don't know if there's too much hesitation about Malachi. I mean, the scouting community loved him, and because he's got ridiculous measurables, and he had production. He has great hand use, bend, competitive qualities. He's got all that. The dude who really could kind of make this draft, and I know we're going to talk about Caleb Downs a lot, and rightfully so. But the guy who you really need to talk about a little bit with this defense is Jayshon Barham, and the fact that he's not really going to be, I don't think, used as an edge rusher per se. He's going to line up inside, maybe with the Marvion Overshown. And Jayshon Barham is a problem. This dude is fast, explosive, strong at the point of attack, has a motor that runs all day long, and he can rush the passer. Meaning, if it's in sub and you want to literally make him stand up outside and rush it at 2-point, he can whip a lot of offensive tackles. He's probably one of the, I don't want to say under the radar. I don't know if I like the word under the radar anymore because scouts really knew just how versatile this kid is. But I think for the general viewing public, they're going to start watching Cowboys preseason games, and they're going to go, who the hell is Jayshon Barham, and why is he making every play? So, yeah, Christian Parker, the new defensive coordinator, has a lot of cool toys to work with, no doubt.
No, I think you're absolutely right with Barham. I think you do start him on the inside. He didn't move to the edge position until week 3 last year for Michigan, and that's where we saw some of the production really ramp up. That's when we started talking about him, at least from the media perspective. But to your point, scouts were absolutely aware of him. But to round out this defense, they've addressed edge heavy. I mean, we saw Malachi Lawrence go early. LT Overton goes late. They bring in guys, Rashawn Gary via trade this past offseason. So I think they're good at edge. I would love to see Barham unleashed on the inside where, yeah, in nickel situations, you can get him blitzing. You can get him coming off the edge. But I think Barham and Overton are the two guys to watch. Devin Moore, the corner from Florida, as well, was a top 100 player. I think they got great value for him. So it's a team that needed defense, and they deserve a lot of credit for not overthinking this, getting cute, and drafting running backs and wide receivers when what they really needed was trench players in the front 7 on defense.
Yeah, it wasn't cute. It was just defense. I love it. Including 5 this year, the Cowboys have drafted 10 more defenders than any other team under Jerry's ownership. With us, Matt Miller releasing his top 100 picks today on ESPN.com. He evaluated all the players taken and the value that teams got out of them based on where they were picked. So you can see the top 10 picks there on the board. Look at that. We're flying up to it, okay? Fernando Mendoza comes in at 9th overall. Let's welcome in Matt here, get a little more context on all of this. Take us through your top 5 picks, Matt. Let's start with number 5.
Yeah, Laura, let's start with the New York Jets. They get one of my favorite players in the entire draft in Omar Cooper Jr., who was actually my number 3 receiver on the board this year. So to steal him at pick number 30 is an absolute great value for them. No, we don't know who the quarterback of the future might be in New York. I think we'll figure that out in 2027. But whomever it is will have a great group of pass catchers to get Cooper Jr. His ability in the middle of the field, the route running ability, but also it's the yards after catch. We all know about this play, the one against Penn State, the fantastic catch. This is what he does routinely, making those tough grabs and not being afraid of contact in the middle of the field. Now, speaking of not being afraid of contact, Mekhi Lemon going to the Philadelphia Eagles is a perfect fit culture-wise, scheme fit-wise, and the fan base is going to absolutely love what he does in the middle of the field. He's tough. He's fearless. You turn on the Iowa game, he's breaking tackles. He's getting hit by 2 safeties at a time, and he's still making plays. He will be that middle of the field weapon that Jalen Hurts needs, especially if A.J. Brown is not with the team after June 1st when his contract becomes tradable. So Lemon was my number 1 receiver in the class. The Eagles stole him at pick 20. Now, a big trade in this draft was the Chiefs coming up from number 9 to 6 to get the lone round 1 corner in this class in Mansour Delane. Funny enough, my comp for him before the draft was Trent McDuffie. Now, he'll replace him on the outside of the Kansas City defense. And like McDuffie, he could be an all-pro as a slot corner or someone that can live and survive on the outside. He has that toughness. He has that speed to his game that showed up at Virginia Tech and this past year at LSU. Now, the other corner that could have been drafted in the first round but wasn't, Jermod McCoy, my number 10 overall player in the draft, fell to 101 because of concerns about a knee injury that he suffered in January 2025 and the rehab process from that. If he can get on the field healthy, the Raiders have maybe the steal of the entire draft in the 4th round because McCoy has Derek Stingley Jr. or Christian Gonzalez type size, speed. He had 4 interceptions in 2024, and I thought he was the best corner in college football that year. So